Good morning, Maya back. Here's the plan. The swimming pool crew will be working on the second bridge, the low wall, to copy what they did yesterday on the first bridge. The roofing crew still up top on the gym and patio, and hopefully they will deal with the purlins that yesterday were clearly not straight. I have asked the builder to make sure they deal with that. Several of you in the comments have said it is important. The crew is actually a little bit bigger today. We're up to the maximum size of 24 on the regular crew, plus 4 on the roof, plus 4 on the pool. Sorry, 3 on the roof, 4 on the pool. We're missing 1 or 2 from the regular crew today, but generally speaking, they're slightly rebalancing and bringing in more skilled labour as they get to starting on parts of the house that require that. On the outside walls, more rendering. On the inside walls, there's probably more rendering and more work on door frames, and now work on windows or window sills. Probably a whole load more going on. It's going to be a busy day. And yes, I am retaining my very vaguely rustic look. Not had a shave. Stephen and Chris, deal with it. What could possibly go wrong? Let's begin here on the south side of the house, where the rendering's continuing. Quiet Marvin, almost down to ground level. I mean, clearly not smooth, but getting plaster applied here on the corner of the living room. A little further across, Loud Marvin, working on coming down still just about at the living room, almost where it starts to go to behind the stairs and towards the home theatre room. And I'm going to get run over, I've got to move. And beyond that, Donald working on the outside where the home theatre room is. And I'm sure it's not clear on the film here, but I'm quite pleased to see they have been still using the wire mesh everywhere where there's pipes, because that area has the most pipes of the whole house. But they are using it, and then adding the plaster over the top. The new fella from yesterday continuing to work on windows here in the dining room. And we'll have a look a little later when I can find my spirit level at those window sills, although the engineer did say that at this stage of the process there's not any angle so that it dips away from the house. That's only done with what he terms finishing. We'll have a look. Just give me a little while to find that spirit level. On the north side, a little bit more preparation ahead of plastering in this door for the laundry room. And I imagine something similar will be going on with the double door just to our left over. Oh, sunlight could kill this. Over here, ready to get that one plastered in. The roofing crew kind of focused now a little bit more on the patio than on the gym, but we'll go up and take a look at those purlins again, see what they look like. Working on the purlins here. At this end, over the patio, they do look pretty straight. At the far end, there's definitely at least 2, there might be more, that are not straight yet. They have to deal with that. At the pool, no slouches here. We're just over an hour into the day, and the concrete hollow block already going in to form the base of these walls for the bridge. We are still at only 2 for the pool crew. They still don't have either the tiles or the white cement, so not really enough work for 4 of them. They brought in until those materials arrive. And despite the massive cleanup that was done, there's even more tidying going on today, and even Manny's getting involved in that. Really good to see. Continuing the emotional roller coaster ride that is a compost shed. Last night, brother-in-law Koi Dong plus Jojet, one of the crew, getting a bit of overtime in. So they basically fabricated these very simple brackets just to hold these pallets in place at the front of the bins. Makes it very simple to remove the pallets when we need to, and should be plenty strong enough to hold them in place when we don't need to remove them. Plus, we did add, yes, I did something. We did add more material here, more basically grass clippings, weed clippings, all sorts, plus more sand, and we are now getting some heat into this compost. Currently running at about 110 degrees at the bottom of the probe that I've got in there. That probe doesn't go all the way to the bottom, it might even be a little bit warm at the bottom. But heat is beginning, the hot composting process has started. This amount of material might look like a lot right now, but it will compact down dramatically. So we'll keep topping it up, at least for a bit longer. It's a little bit after lunch. Swimming pool crew have disappeared, but they did get the concrete hollow blocks in place for the short walls on this bridge. I don't know where they've gone. Okay, bright lights here, but getting more of the purlins welded into place, including those outside edge ones. I'm not sure yet whether they've done anything to straighten the purlins that were crooked. We'll go and have a look in a minute. As always, the lifeblood of the build, getting materials ready. I think you did that on purpose. Marvin here, quiet Marvin. He's working on smoothing out the plaster for the living room. He is right down to ground level now. So he's ahead of O'Donnell and Loud Marvin, still working their way down. This is new. So this is where some of those concrete hollow blocks that came in yesterday are being used. Doing the same thing that they did on the house, basically adding more above the roof beam, taken up to the height of the metal roof frame. More work going on with the windows here in the dining room. Getting things all neat and tidy. Getting the concrete sills poured, tidying off all the edges and the corners. This is the double door from the kitchen going outside. Preparation being done here, putting some small forms in place so I can get the concrete all around the outside of that frame. This is the first wall in the gym to get plastered. I think this was done earlier on and now it's just getting smoothed out. Ronwell, I think, did the original plastering. Smoothing going on now. Back in the home theatre room, Richard plus, I can't see, who is that? Is that Oliver? Working on plastering these walls inside here. So all the wall down the left side, where I'm standing anyway, the left side, all done. Now going across the south wall. And the double door going into the dirty kitchen. Rico's working on getting that one all put in place. So once again from up here, purlins getting welded into place. Still not all straight, but I am assured they will be. I'm not sure whether you noticed in that clip a minute ago, but where the blue pipe is, they were not using the wire mesh to cover that up, so we've asked them to stop. They've taken away the little bit of plaster that had been done. The mesh will go on and then they'll plaster it again. Fortunately, we caught that pretty early. The bell has just gone. So 4:30, let's see what the progress was. Starting here at the pool, where there was absolutely no progress at all. The builder
told the crew at lunchtime, go home. Not enough materials to do anything substantial. Wait until we get what we need. Apparently now we do have a supply of the white cement. We don't have the tiles. They did try and find, or we were offered an alternative which looks similar but wasn't the same, and we don't want that. So we're just going to wait until they do have the same tiles that we can put on the floor. And for whatever reason, and I need to check this again tomorrow, it seems like they don't want to do all of the other surfaces with the kind of pebble dash finish until they've done the tiling for the pool floor. We'll recheck that tomorrow. Here on the south wall, still not quite finished. A little bit more plastering still to be done, but getting close. And I do see where there are pipes. They do appear to have used the mesh as we have requested. Here at the front, the 2 windows for the dining room look like they're all nice and squared away. I still haven't checked the angle for the concrete on the sills. We'll maybe get a chance to do that tomorrow. And just to start, over here on the big window for the kitchen. Although the bell has gone, I'm sure you can make out that drill in the background. It's Erwin doing a bit more chipping out in the home theatre room and getting some OT in, making a lot of noise. So sorry, you just have to bear with me. Rico got this wall fully done, door fully in, both sides. These 2 doors, not quite finished on the inside, but very close to being finished on this side. Here at the gym, 1 section done, 2nd section mostly done. In the home theatre, Erwin has kindly stopped for me just for a second. All down the left side was done already. That's half of that front wall now done, hopefully with the wire mesh in place. I can't see. And here we go, chipping out, drilling out. Back on the roof. They have been focused on getting the purlins in on this end, and a couple of the larger ones have been put in place as well. They have not yet fixed the crooked purlins at the far end. Still to come. And it's not just Erwin. Other guys getting a bit of OT in as well. I suspect this is going back to paint, the red oxide paint on the trusses. It is the end of the day, but before we close, I just wanted to make a reference to one particular comment, question that came in, which requires much more time than I'm going to give it right now. But there was a question from Clint, who was effectively saying, where in the Philippines could I suggest, if I could go anywhere, where would I go and settle? I believe, Clint, you said that it would be with your Philippine partner, wife, maybe? Now, I can't possibly answer that question right now. It's a massive question. As a kind of a holding mechanism, one thing I would suggest, if you haven't seen it already, is go and check a video by Tim K. If you watch a lot of Philippine YouTube channels, you've probably come across Tim. He's got a pretty big following. And he's done a specific video not too long ago. I think the title was something like, Tim, where should I move to in the Philippines? I'll put a link in it down in the description. But basically, he gives his take on that question. I'll come back and give it a bit more of my thought when I get the chance. But Clint, I have to set the bar low. I'm probably going to be dodging the question quite a lot, as well as Tim did to some extent. I think it's necessary. I think he was absolutely right in the kind of advice that he gave. So I will come back to it, but I need to give that a little bit more thought before I put anything on here. And it is not going to be in any way a comprehensive answer. That's absolutely impossible. But we'll try and give maybe 1 or 2 things to think about. Right, that's it. day 152 finished. So there was a lot going on. In the end, not a lot at the pool, but around the rest of the house, busy day. Not sure whether we'll see the pool crew back tomorrow. If they are waiting for those tiles, we might not see them for a while. We'll see what happens. See you tomorrow.